heritage, culture, tradition, faith. Jews the world over share a bond that unites us all. As a people, we share a promise and passion for Jewish life. As a community, we share the responsibility to safeguard Jewish people around the world and care for the most vulnerable members of our global village. This is at the heart of the work of the Jewish Federation of Greater Dallas.
The Jewish Federation of Greater Dallas is the umbrella organization that harnesses the collective power of our community, both human and financial resources, so that we can take care of the breadth and depth of services needed here in Dallas, in Israel, and around the world. Simply put, no Jewish organization touches more lives. The value of Tikkun Olam, of repairing the world, is really the value that drives the work that the Federation does along with our partner agencies and beneficiaries. It's the driving force behind the idea that we're all responsible for one another within our Jewish community and to the greater world.
The past year brought us many proud milestones of a thriving global Jewish community. But the reality is that in too many places, the world still needs our help. The Federation system is the only organization that can respond the way it needs to in Israel's time of need. Just 18 months ago, during Operation Protective Edge, the dollars raised through our annual campaign helped take almost 80,000 children out of harm's way in southern Israel, to give them respite from rockets firing on them, hearing alarms going off, and scurrying to bomb shelters. That is the collective strength of our commitment to Israel and what we do together. With each success, there comes new challenges. Anti-Semitism can rise up anywhere at any time. We must all stand together and stay vigilant, united in overcoming the continual threat to the Jewish way of life. In France alone, the hateful events unfolding in that country has resulted in Aliyah from France to double over the past 2 years.
There's a real irony when you think about anti-Semitism rising in Western Europe, but Jewish life flourishing in Eastern Europe with our support. From Jewish summer camps to JCCs and Israel programs with birthright attendance from Eastern European Jewry, that all that we support through the dollars we raise.
The best way to ensure a vibrant Jewish future is through education that inspires our younger generation to care for and carry on our Jewish heritage.
The Federation provides support to organizations on college campuses like Hillel that teach students to respond to anti-Israel activities, makes them more aware of what's going on in Israel, and provides information that promotes the good that Israel does. We have to train our college-age students how to respond to those who want to delegitimize the state of Israel and who want to criminalize anything and everything that Israel does. We assume that Texas is a safe place as it relates to Israel and our connection to Israel. But even on our college campuses, the University of Texas, the University of North Texas, our students are fighting a fight against the boycotts, divestments, and sanctions movement, which is clearly anti-Semitic behavior, and our students need our support.
The Jewish Federation of Greater Dallas is meeting these challenges head-on by convening leaders in our community to bring resources to our college student Jewish organizations and Greek life, as well as prepare our younger students through educational programs with our high school partners.
What I find interesting is every generation looks to the next and is worried, who's going to take our spots in leadership? We see this a lot. The Federation's uniquely focused on this, and with our programming from the Young Adult Department to Moishe House Dallas, to National Young Leadership Cabinet, to Leadership Development Group, to the Schultz Leadership Fellows, to Wexner Heritage Program, we're uniquely focused to ensure that the next generation of Jewish leadership is tended to, educated, motivated, and inspired, and they're going to be here for us.
As we prepare the next generation for the world ahead, we must not forget the value of our Jewish seniors, especially our Holocaust survivors.
I think we'd all be surprised that 1 in 4 Holocaust survivors in this country lives below the poverty level. The Federation system lobbied the federal government to obtain a grant of $15 million to provide services for these Holocaust survivors. In addition, the system is working to raise $45 million in matching funds to be provided over a 3-year period to ensure that no Holocaust survivor has to make a choice between whether or not they'll eat dinner or have heat in their home or take the medicine that they need. Surely they've been through enough.
The Federation was always helpful in cases where we needed it. There are Holocaust survivors that are unable to walk. They come in with a walker. Beside them stands a person that brought them there. That person is compensated by the JF, Jewish Federation.
The Jewish Federation of Greater Dallas works hard to keep seniors connected to the Jewish community by supporting many programs to provide a human connection. Additionally, the Jewish Federation of Greater Dallas is proud to support Meals on Wheels with the Aaron Family Jewish Community Center and the Jewish Family Service. Hot kosher meals are delivered to seniors. For many of them, it will be their only meal of the day. Just as we care for our young and seniors, our obligation as a community does not end with one's death. Jewish tradition holds that care for the dead is the highest mitzvah because it cannot be reciprocated.
One of the I think programs we should be most proud of in our community is the Indigent Burial Program. Funds are raised and administered by the Jewish Federation. One of the responsibilities of a Jewish community is to meet the needs of all members of the community, literally from birth until death. It's a shining example of our community doing a great act of chesed, doing this final act of loving kindness for a member of our people.
The combined generosity of your donations makes it possible for our community to support 64 local, national, and international agencies and initiatives, providing a lifeline that enhances and often saves Jewish lives. The Federation is where the Jewish soul is inspired, where generations connect, traditions are passed on, assistance is given, ideas are put into action, and where we all join to observe the true power and potential of the Jewish community.
One might think that his or her individual gift just isn't that important, that somehow someone else will take care of it, someone with more money, or the need will somehow take care of itself, but it's just not true. Your gift, plus the gifts of the people sitting in front of you, behind you, to your right, to your left, and all over the room tonight, are critically important, and the impact they have together, that your gift with theirs together, is exponential.
Support the Jewish Federation of Greater Dallas today. We are stronger together.